Hi, my name's Joe Ovsenek. I'm president and CEO of P2 Gold. We're advancing the gold copper Gabbs project in Nevada, and we're moving it forward to production.
Joe, good to see you.
Good to see you
I've
again.
seen you pounding the streets. Are you having good meetings?
Oh, great meetings. It's
Yeah.
$3,500, $3,600 gold and great sentiment.
It's doing a lot of the talking for a lot of people, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. But talk about the type of investor that's here. What are they looking for?
Well, from what we've seen, we're seeing a lot of interest in the fact that we have a path to production.
Right.
The people we've spoken to aren't looking for, how many ounces do you have? We know we're roughly 3.5 million ounces gold equivalent. Mm-hmm. And people say, yeah, you've got a lot of that. How are you getting into production? How quickly can you get into production? And how are you doing that? And so it's been good.
Right. Okay. PEA from last year. You're updating it now. Maybe you said there for a moment, expecting improved PEA, but we can't talk about that yet. So can you give us the numbers from last year? What are we looking at?
Sure. And we are working on a PEA update. We should get it out in just, I would hope, a few weeks.
Okay.
And for that updated PEA, we're updating the recoveries for our gold and copper, silver, and also updating costs. So bringing capital costs forward, bringing operating costs forward. But otherwise, we're keeping it the same, just so there's a good comparison. Mm-hmm. But if we look back to our May 2024 PEA, the project if I put in spot metal prices from last week, the rate of return was around 62% internal rate of return, and a net present value at a 15% discount was about $700 million US.
Right.
So robust,
yep.
Considering our market cap is maybe 25 million.
Right. Okay. But you're working on that, right? You've
Correct.
done a lot of MET work. Maybe where are you with that?
Okay. We announced our MET results from our Phase 3 Metallurgical program on September 2nd, just after the Labor Day weekend, and we had a Phase 2 program, and we used the results of that Phase 2 program in our May 2024 PEA update. I'm trying to give some context here, and what we had was 78% for gold recovery and 54% for copper. And so Ken, who's our chief exploration officer, he felt that metallurgical work could have been done better, just looking at the results. So we did another sample through this winter and into the summer. We announced the results September 2nd, and our gold recoveries have gone from 78% to 85%.
Okay.
Copper recoveries, this is in the oxides, have gone from 54% to 67%. So big jumps. And I think what's even more important is when we did our other columns, it took 145 days to reach the limit of getting all the metal out.
Yep.
With this new program, we had 98% of the gold recovered in 58 days and 85% of the copper recovered in 58 days. So because of that, because of the leach kinetics, because it's coming out so much quicker, we can maybe drop the footprint size of our project. We're not going to do that with our PEA update, but when we go to feasibility study, we can drop the footprint size because the gold recovers quicker, and drop our capex. So that could be help us make the project even better.
For sure. What are the other variables that you're looking at to improve the PEA?
Well, at the PEA stage, we just want to have a nice comparison so people can see what the benefits of this increased recoveries are, and also the fact that we know we've been in an inflationary environment. So how much has capex gone up? How much are our operating costs gone up? So we'll bring all that in, but we keep everything else the same.
Right. But obviously, with the gold price moving in since you last did it, things like cutoff must be.
No, we're not touching that.
You're not touching that.
We're going to keep the same mine plans based on 1950 gold, 450 copper.
Right.
So look, we can optimize the pits more at a higher gold price. There's a trade-off there, because as you drop your cutoff, your grade goes down a bit, and so your margin may change. So it's nice to have a strong margin per ounce of gold produced.
Right. And obviously, you're talking about the Gabbs project here. This asset, where did it come from? Remind me where it came from.
We purchased this project off Waterton Precious Metals back in May 21.
Right. Okay. And that must come with some data which you've been revisiting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of historical data on Gabbs from the 80s and 90s. KCA, Kaskasity out of Reno, is doing our work. So they did a lot of that work. They have the data. And the reason, we get asked this, and I think you've asked us this before, well, if it's so good, why isn't it already mine? And the real game changer for Gabbs is the introduction of a SART plant, which is a development for the recovery of gold and copper oxides.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic. So let's talk about the corporate side of things in terms of cash. Now, you told us the market cap where you're at the moment. You've got to move these things forward. How's cash?
Well, we're actually in the midst of a financing.
Right.
We announced the financing September 4th.
Okay.
We were going out for 6 million Canadian dollars. We haven't decided how much more. We have a lot of interest, at least say that.
Right.
And so we have the cash. We expect, Ken's busy lining up a drill. We expect to get expansion and infill drilling getting going mid to late October.
Right.
So we'll be drilling through that year. We're starting some more metallurgical programs in support of feasibility this fall. So we have the cash to really start picking up the pace of advance.
It's only get to and beyond the PEA, presumably.
Correct. We would like to start feasibility into the new year, like January.
Right. Okay. Not pre-fees or?
No, there's enough historical work, and it's such a simple, and there a lot of historical work, and it's such a simple process, especially to start with. It's a heap leach in Nevada. Yeah. The only thing new is the SART plant, and there's a lot of those been built now. So.
Right. Okay. And something that I think is worth emphasizing is your background. And Ken.
Well, we've worked together. We've worked together for a long time, and from Silver Standard. But I think what we think is our claim to fame is Pretium Resources, where we took the Bruce Jack. Well, now it's the Bruce Jack mine, but we took it from discovery through to production in under 8 years, and raised the discovered it, permitted it, raised the money, built it, and operated it. So.
Well, that's the bit I wanted to get to, was the time frame, I guess the ambition, the aggression in terms of getting through to production. Because I think a lot of companies that come in here talk a good game about moving quickly through to production, i.e. revenue, which is in these gold prices why we
everything.
But there'll be a few lessons learned, I suspect. So for you, looking back, how do you kind of bring that into this project in terms of advancing quickly?
Well, one thing we've learned is you have to set aggressive targets.
Yeah.
If you don't, you fill that time. So we set aggressive targets, and we push a lot. And of course, at times you have to bend, but you have to push hard, and you have to always be on things. And so we feel if things go our way, we could be in production in 2028. Now, things would have to line up, and there's a lot of ifs, but 2028, 2028, so not far away.
Right.
And so we're pushing hard.
Right. And I guess I know the answer to this one. Is there money interested in doing projects like yours?
We're getting a lot of interest right now.
Right. Because of what? The simplicity, because of the location, because of your track record? What are they buying into?
I think you throw all those in, but Nevada, everybody loves Nevada, and not only for geology, but permitting, it's well known, and especially heap leaching in Nevada. It's straightforward. They like the simplicity of the project, and they appreciate the fact we've done this before.
Right. Okay. And when you're talking to investors and clients, I assume they're telling you all of this. But when I've been out walking the streets, people are quite excited. There's a frisson in the air because gold price is doing its thing. They're looking to projects to generate lots of wealth for themselves. But the reality is going to be somewhat different. There's going to be difficulties along the way, and I don't know what's happening economically out there. But the cost of capital. How do you look at that for a project like this? Is it a case of let's get into production quickly and get out of the process of generating cash quickly, and we'll worry about the cost of capital later?
That's the way we view it. When we built Bruce Jack, which was a very successful mine, we could have gone with bank financing. That would have taken us. We were from watching another company going through the process. We thought that would take us 18 months to 2 years to arrange the financing. Yeah. We funded with private equity. It took us a couple months, and we were starting construction. It was more expensive, but the time is money.
The reason I asked though, because we were seeing lots of people talk about people excited about what Tether is doing. Tether's coming
Yes,
here, buying up,
yeah.
Elemental Altus and buying up physical gold and buying up royalties, and money will be aplenty. But I'm not sure that's necessarily true. But there's definitely a different alternative finance to the alternative finance that existed. Well, it's certainly been
Yeah,
present.
there's and you have to look at all those and maybe make a mix of them.
Right, okay. Well, I'm good. I'm caught
Good.
up.
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
see where you're at. Yeah. Just one last thing. In terms of timing, can you maybe outline the deliverables over the next 12 months for us? What are we looking for?
Well, if I'm looking at things, expansion and infill drilling, we'll start that in October, so you'll see drill results coming out over the next maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
I'd like to say we'll have a feasibility started within the next 3-4 months. Water well, we should get our water permit soon. We'll drill our water well, and ideally, we're filing our mining plan of operation within the next 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
And I think those are big milestones for us moving forward.
We're on the expressway.
Yeah, that nice way to put it.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.